Hello, everybody. I can't believe it's August already, nearly. So, what I thought I would do is I thought I would do a little general reading for August to see what's coming up for us. So, I'm just shuffling and I'm going to pick a card for our word for August. So, oh wow, our word for August is freedom. What a wonderful word. Freedom's lovely. Sometimes when people get freedom, they don't know quite what to do with it. They got to have a little sit and a little think about what it means for them and what they're going to do with it. So let's have a look and see what's happening. Options. Lots and lots of options. Now, that might be about considering options that you've already had, or it could be about maybe you've got a situation where you've got kind of stuck and you've got tunnel vision. So maybe it would be a plan to have a look at all the different options and think outside the box in terms of freedom. Now, in terms of this card, if you're stuck with an issue and you've got tunnel vision and you're not quite sure where to go, give yourself the freedom to consider lots and lots of different options. It might be freedom from stress, it might be freedom from the situation, might be freedom from the anxiety, could be anything. So have a think about that in terms of where you are. Okay. Oh, wow. The magician. The magician for me has got a couple of meanings. The first one for me is it's usually around work and career. And the second meaning for me is it's about creation. And it's about creating what you want and what you need in your life. And it's the perfect time because on the 8th of the 8th, the Lion's Gate is at its strongest. And it's the perfect time for manifestation. It's the perfect time for setting intentions. And it's the best time. The veil is really, really thin at that time. So it's the best time to think about what you want for the next 12 months, what you need, and then create it. So that's about setting your intention. What do I want the next 12 months of my life to look like? What do I want spirit to know? What do I want help with? Write it down. And when you write things down, it sets it and put it in like a doing, a verb. It is my intention to. So work out what it is that you want and what it is that you need. And on the 8th of the 8th, do a meditation and gently take yourself to where it is that you want to go or where it is that you want to be, whether that's in terms of relationships or career or whatever. Take yourself there and actually feel the feeling like, I've already got this. So, what am I going to feel like when I have this? Because it's really, really strong. Talk to your guides, ask them to help you, and then be patient. The next one, this is about battles being won. It's about struggles being over. It's about release, um, coming to the end of situations, coming to the end of issues, coming to the end of problems. Again, look at things in a different way. If you've been struggling for a wee while, what this card is saying is that you're nearly there. You've nearly got it. It won't be long now. Things are fixing for you and things are changing. Oh, wow. I love these cards. Like July was a bit iffy, but this one, this is the Fool. Now, for me, I love this card. Tarot means the road or the way, and the Fool's journey through the tarot. So for me, when this card comes up and it's at your head, it's the beginning of a brand new chapter. Always. It's like, sorry, the past is past. What's done is done. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on. So, again, around the 8th of August, have a think about the things in your life that aren't serving you anymore. Sometimes you outgrow things, sometimes you outgrow people. It sounds a bit harsh, but sometimes things that are pulling you down or dragging you down, they just need to be let go. So, brand new beginnings, brand new chapter. And with the card of freedom, this is like set yourself free from anything and everything that's getting in your way, especially if it's yourself. Get out your own road. Be ready to start a brand new chapter. Any emotions, feelings, um, resentments, people that you have to let go of. let it go on the 8th of August. Sometimes you have to ask yourself for forgiveness. Anything you feel that I didn't do that very well or I shouldn't have done that, it's done. Past is past. Can't do anything about it. Brand new beginnings. Give yourself the freedom to forgive yourself and move forward. Again, I would say write it down. Write it down. Think about it. Rip it up and start again. I'm loving these cards. Oh, look at this. So this one, for me, this card is 8s are always the cards of karma. 8s are about you get back what you put out. For me, this card is also about writing. It's about journaling. It's a really good way to express your feelings. It's that creativity. If writing doesn't work for you, maybe drawing, maybe anything that you can get your emotions out on. But for me, this card is always about balance and getting back what you've given out. So in terms of this new beginnings, maybe all the stuff that you've been doing and all the work that you've been putting in is finally coming to fruition. With my cards, if there's a river, which is here in front of you, so if the horsey was on the other side of the river, that would mean there were still obstacles to get to where they wanted to go. But with the horse and the rider being on this side of the river, that means that the obstacles have gone. And it's time now to move forward, to get to what your goal is, to get to the top of this mountain. So they're really, really beautiful cards. The whole thing, August is looking really, really positive. But again, write things down, journal, get it out your system, get it off your chest, bury it, set it in fire, flush it down the toilet, do whatever it is that you need to do with it. But just clear, just a time of clearing and a time of giving yourself freedom. Any emotions that you're holding on to, let them go. Guilt, worry, pointless. Absolutely pointless. Worrying about stuff doesn't fix it. Feeling guilty about stuff doesn't fix it. Just let it go. If you've done everything that you possibly can, it's time to move forward. It's time to move on. Let's do a 3-card draw and see what we've got there. I love my cards. It's about time we had nice things happening. About time we had nice readings. Okay. First one. Romance. If you're in a relationship, you know how relationships do this and then they do this and then they do this. And sometimes people shoot off in their own directions and then they come back together and then they shoot off again and then they come back together again. With this card, this is about evaluate where you're at. If you're on an outward way at the moment, pull it back in again, pull it back together again. If you're in, maybe you're feeling a bit stuck, maybe it's time to have an adventure, take that freedom, do something, have a date night, be really conscious about what do you want again for the next 12 months of the year, because right at this moment, you can set up what the next 12 months are going to look like. Have a happy 12 months. It's brand new beginnings. It's a new chapter. You can change anything you like at this time. Let's see what the next one is. Beauty. This is about self-care. It's about remembering who you are. It's about looking after yourself. Now, for me, beauty is about having a beautiful heart. It's not about pretty faces. Check this out. It's about looking after yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself. You know, I was listening to Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham, and she has this take on selfish. Every single person I know are givers. They're all people who are kind and generous and absolutely glorious. And they give and they give and they give and they give. Most of them look after other people. I've got lots of people in my life who are not only parents, who are looking after children, but they're also, some of them are grandparents who are looking after grandchildren, and some of them are also children who are looking after aging parents. And they give and they give and they give. And, there's nothing left for them. And, sometimes what Esther Hicks said is that you say to somebody, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And they think, well, that's really selfish. And her take on that is that, well, they think, well, why are you doing things for you? You should be doing things for me. So that makes you selfish. Whereas her take on selfish is all about self-care. It's all about giving to yourself. It's okay giving to everybody else. Quite honestly, if you all looked after yourself as well as you look after everybody else in your life, you'd be a whole lot better. So selfish is a good thing. It's about yourself, not doing things for everybody else. And the most important bit about that is not feeling guilty because you can't give from an empty cup. You have to be able to refuel so that you can continue to give. But I meet people who are absolutely exhausted because nobody ever thinks, poor this person, like poor Annie, she's doing this for everybody. And nobody ever does anything for Annie. And I meet a lot of people that all they really want is somebody to make them a cup of tea. It's not a big ask. But this one, especially now, take care of yourself, look after yourself, recognize your inner beauty, find yourself. Because if you're in the middle of any of these scenarios where you're looking after others, where you're working, where you're looking after others, where you're working in a really tough environment and you've got to be nice all day, really think about, what do I need? What do I want? What makes me feel good? So that you're actually giving yourself stuff that's going to make you feel good. And that way you can keep going. Think about people maybe who take advantage of you, because that's the other thing. A lot of people think, oh, she'll do it, and you're the go-to person. Being the go-to person is all right, but having somebody to go to is also really, really important. So in terms of that, be selfish. The other thing a lot of you do, I'm really nagging now, but you won't ask for help because you're flipping superwoman. Asking people for help is a really good thing because it makes them feel good. If you can do something for somebody, it makes you feel good. So to ask somebody to actually help you is like giving them a gift because they think, oh, I can be useful, I can be helpful. And then they do something for you and it makes them feel good. And it stops you from being taken advantage of and being able to say no. You need to practice saying no in the mirror and don't do the Lady Diana no, that, no, I don't think I can manage that. It's a really firm, no, I'm sorry. Right at this moment, I can't. Right at this moment, I don't have time. I was talking to a friend of mine, you actually know her, it's Kerry, who I do my lives with. And she had a week on holiday and she opened her emails when she went back, and everything that had been marked urgent from the week before was still there, still urgent. So you look at that and you think, now when I open things that say urgent, I think I've got to action that instantly. But a week later, it was still sitting there. So how urgent was it? So don't be flogging yourself. Find yourself and give yourself some time and some freedom, even if it's just half an hour. Go for a walk, do something that makes you happy, do something that's good for you, because that's where that inner beauty comes from. All that giving and giving. Every time you give, it's a beautiful gift that you're giving someone. So all of that giving and giving takes its toll. So get selfish. Let's see what the next one says. I like this. This is the inner child. Now, again, twofold meanings. One, guilt. That's one side of the inner child. It's all that this isn't fair. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm going to have a tantrum. I need to sulk. That's one side of it. And we've already got rid of that because on the 8th of the 8th, we're going to get rid of all the stuff that's not fair and we're going to start again. The flip side of the inner child, which is my side, that's all about skipping and glitter and having fun and splashing in waves. It's a bit bloody cold to splash in waves here at the moment. But this is about find your inner child. What we want for the next 12 months is joy. Remember when you were little and you were playing wherever you were playing and you got totally absorbed in it? And it was just like the whole world disappears. For me, it happens when I'm reading. The whole world disappears. The house could go on fire and I'd still be turning pages until the flames were licking at my feet. So find something that is just for you. It's about joy. It's about happiness. It's about losing yourself in whatever it is that you love to do, whatever it is that makes you happy. So I was in Myers with my daughter, and she's a big girl now, but it was her formal. And we had been in about 4,000 shops. We were trying to find a dress for her. She'd tried on about 4,000 dresses. And by the end of this, I was done. I hate shopping. I was done. So I sat on the floor in Myers, and I'm at this rack of a million dresses, and I'm swinging this dress back and forward like this. And my daughter says, "Mum, get up." And I said, "I want to go home. I'm tired. I've had enough. Just pick a dress." And I'm swinging this dress back and forward. And she said, "Mum, you're so embarrassing. Will you get up?" And I said, "No, not till you choose a dress and I can go home." So within about 10 minutes, she'd chosen a dress. And all the way home, she nagged me. And I said to her, "That's what you used to do to me when you were little. You used to sit on the floor in shops and you used to have tantrums in shops. And you used to say, 'I'm tired. I want to go home.'" I said, "So that's what I'm doing to you because I've had enough of this nonsense." So I channel my inner child in very different ways to normal people. But find something where it's all about you, where you can lose yourself. Again, I'm back to my freedom. Give yourself freedom to have joy. Give yourself freedom to enjoy stuff. Give yourself freedom to reconnect with your partner, reconnect with yourself. Your battles are nearly over. It's all about to come good. Let's do one more. Let's see what this one is. So freedom's our word. Let's see what our feeling is for the month of August. I need a bigger table. Ooh, isn't that interesting? Forgiveness. See all this water? Let it wash away anything that you're holding on to that you might feel guilty for. We all do really stupid things. Sometimes you need to forgive yourself for some of the stuff that you've done. And again, the past is past. It's all gone. Brand new chapter. Sometimes you need to forgive other people because you're holding on to the energy of something that's happened to you in the past. And that doesn't get you anywhere either. If you're holding on to bad emotions or fear about stepping into new relationships because of previous relationships, then they've won. They've moved on. They're not even thinking about you. And you're hanging on to baggage, their baggage. So forgive them. Thank them for the lessons. Think, well, I know what I don't want anymore. I'll never do that again. Send them off. Love and light, off you pop. Start again. Brand new chapter, brand new beginning. Clean slate. I really liked that reading. That was just, for me personally, and I'm not supposed to be reading for myself, but for me personally, that's a really lovely, lovely step into August. It's a really good way to start the next 12 months. Big things are happening. Big energy changes are happening. Lionsgate's going to change a lot of stuff. You might feel a wee bit wobbly. Some people at the moment are feeling a bit dizzy because of the earth energy. I'm waking up in bed and I'm actually shaking. Everything is shaking. So just sit with that. Don't be afraid of it because it's changes on a cellular level. But it's good changes. It's not bad changes. It's energy rising. And if you're in the right space, in the space of joy, in the space of happiness, in the space of knowing who you are, and in a space of forgiveness, you will rise with it. So set yourself up for the next 12 months. Do what you need to do. to give yourself the freedom from anything that you've been hanging on to. Again, August, fabulous. Beginning of your next 12 months, new beginnings, new chapters. I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked it and this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends about me. I'm in Red Bank Plains. If you want a reading, check out my website, celtictarot.com.au. Check out my Facebook page, Celtic Tarot. You can book on both pages. For those of you who are watching who are in Brisbane, I'm doing aura photography at the opening of the Jindalee Sports Centre in Cinnamon Road on the 5th of August. And Kerry is doing vibrosound. So both of these things are happening next Friday night. So pop in. There's jumping castles, there's fireworks, there's all sorts of stuff. So pop in and have a look and check us out. It's a new shop called Raise Your Vibe that we're going to be working in occasionally. Thank you very much for watching. Have a glorious weekend. Namaste.